and Module 12 facilitator, Distinguished Professor Emeritus Peter Okebukola, OFR. The keynote speaker, Joint Managing Partner, BH Associate Education Consultant, Professor Emeritus Ellen Hazelcon, Chairman and members of SHACOM, National Universities Commission, members and management of the Academic Board of VICBHE, resource persons for VICBHE Module 12 training, the technical team, VICBHE Module 12 participants, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Virtual Institute for Capacity Building in Higher Education, VICBHE, I warmly welcome you to the graduation ceremony of VICBHE Module 12 titled Mastering University Rankings for Global Visibility. Today, we proudly celebrate our graduates and the visionary leadership of the Facilitator General and Director of VICBHE, whose unwavering commitment to repositioning higher education for global competitiveness has made this moment possible. Through targeted capacity building initiatives, participants have been equipped with vital skills and knowledge to enhance teaching, strengthen research, and advance institutional excellence, thereby enhancing global competitiveness and rankings. These achievements make a significant step toward elevating the global standing and rankings of our universities, polytechnics, and colleges of education. And we are confident that the impact of this training will resonate far beyond this ceremony. The module, an intensive 5-week training program, has culminated in the graduation of 1,125 participants that have earned distinction plus, distinction, credit, merit, and pass. They are participants who have successfully navigated and demystified the complexities of the ranking landscape. VICBHE warmly congratulates all graduates on this achievement. The keynote address will be delivered by a distinguished academic, and we eagerly anticipate insightful remarks from our 3 special guests of honor, as well as goodwill message from 6 of our esteemed stakeholders. We'll also present prizes to outstanding participants who have distinguished themselves during the program, and officially launch the founding of the Association of Ranking Professionals, ARP. I now invite you to please sit back, relax, and enjoy this memorable graduation ceremony. Thank you. May we please rise for the national anthem.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians all and proud to serve our sovereign motherland.
Thank you very much. You may please take your seat. It's my pleasure to invite the chairman of today's graduation ceremony, Professor Abiodun Humphrey Adebayo, former Vice Chancellor, Covenant University, to deliver his opening remarks.
Thank you so very much. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope I can be heard. Deputy Facilitator.
Yes, loud and clear.
The Secretary General of AAU, the Executive Secretary of NUC, NBTE, NCE, TED Fund, the special guest of honor, the Facilitator General, and keynote speakers, all Vice Chancellors here present, our distinguished participants, and ladies and gentlemen, please permit me to stand on the well-established protocol. It is with a great honor and privilege to serve as the chairman and to welcome everyone, including our distinguished special guests, the keynote speakers, and participants to the VICBHE graduation ceremony of Module 12, Mastering University Rankings for Global Visibility. Recall that this special module started on February 17, 2026 with high expectations, and I have no doubt that participants have been taken through the art of university rankings as facilitated by experts and seasoned instructors. The importance of university rankings cannot be overemphasized. University rankings, among others, have shaped universities for excellence, built institutional reputation, promote institutional collaborations, enhanced talent recruitment, and accelerated brand and global visibility. Recall that the National University Ranking Advisory Committee, NURAC, was inaugurated February 2022 by the former Executive Secretary of the National Universities Commission, Professor Abubakar Adamu Rashid, and mandated the committee to develop strategies on how Nigerian university system can be positioned globally and be visible through active participation in the World University Rankings. This committee is chaired by our distinguished Professor Peter Okebukola, OFR. Our Facilitator General, as he's fondly called, and his team have demonstrated dedication, commitment, and resilience that has enhanced global visibility and reputation of Nigerian universities on global ranking platforms. Before NURAC was established, very few Nigerian universities were in the global ranking platforms, such as the Times Higher Education and the QS World University Ranking. But today, we now have more Nigerian universities on the global rankings. For instance, only 4 Nigerian universities were ranked in 2020 THE World University Ranking. In 2021 and 2022, there was a slight increase as only 6 universities were ranked. But in 2023, 12 universities out of 58 who submitted data were ranked. However, in 2026, World University Rankings by the Times Higher Education, 24 Nigerian universities have been ranked. This is an incredible feat. I would like to admonish all our participants to put to work all the lessons and strategies they have learned within the last 5 to 6 weeks of the training. Acquired knowledge not put to work will soon be lost. Please let us be intentional in committing to putting in place the right infrastructures that support world-class research, teaching, and community service, as this is the ladder upon which world-class universities are built. It was Aristotle, the Greek philosopher, that said, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an art, but a habit." Let us engage intentionally, consistently, and imbibe the culture of excellence with the ranking metrics and parameters that we have mastered in this edition as we position our institutions for global relevance. It is on this note, therefore, that I'd like to congratulate all the participants and welcome again all dignitaries and participants to this graduation ceremony. Thank you so very much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Chairman, sir. Join me to give you an electronic round of applause for the well-delivered speech of the chairman. Thank you, sir. It's my pleasure to move on to invite the Director Facilitator General of VICBHE to deliver his welcome remarks.
The chair of this great event, our special guests, I'd like to make special note of my great friends and my mentors, our leaders, Professor Jamil Samil and Professor Organ, and our keynote speaker. I bid you all a warm welcome to the graduation ceremony of VICBHE Module 12, Mastering University Rankings for Global Visibility. This is not an ordinary afternoon. It is, quite simply, one of the most consequential events in the 25-year history of this institute. And I say that fully aware of the weight of what has come before us. Today, we celebrate learning, we celebrate achievement, and we launch into the world too. Institutions that did not exist a year ago and that will shape the trajectory of African higher education for decades to come. Now, let me share with you a little bit of history, because what we are celebrating today did not arrive fully formed. It was built painstakingly over a quarter of a century, 25 years. That's the age of this institute. The seed was planted at a UNESCO regional meeting in Mauritius in the year 2000, when I contributed a chapter to a landmark publication of UNESCO on online delivery of higher education. That encounter with the possibilities of virtual instruction at continental scale planted in me a conviction that has not left me since, that technology-mediated structured capacity building could address the vast training deficits facing university staff across Africa. 1 year later, just coincidentally, providentially, I was appointed the Executive Secretary of the National Universities Commission. And on August 3rd, 2001, 25 years ago, the NUC, under my executive secretaryship, founded the Virtual Institute for Higher Education Pedagogy, VICBHE. Between 2001 and 2004, VICBHE trained thousands of university staff within Nigeria on how to deliver quality university education across disciplines. Earning a VICBHE certificate was like earning a postgraduate diploma in education. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, by 2004, UNESCO had recognized what VICBHE was achieving and expanded its mandate to the whole of Africa. The renamed Virtual Institute for Higher Education in Africa, VICBHE, enrolled more than 10,000 participants from 39 African countries in a single module. That module is HIV education at the height of that devastating pandemic. And by the close of that continental phase, over 69,000 higher education staff across Africa had passed through our programs. By 2007, the federal government of Nigeria invited us to design and mount training for approximately 70,000 federal civil servants. By 2021, with approval of the then Honorable Minister of Education, Malam Adamu, and under the energetic leadership of the Executive Secretary of the NUC, Professor Abubakar Adamu Rashid, the Institute was formally reborn as the Virtual Institute for Capacity Building in Higher Education, VICBHE, which you are seeing today. Since that relaunch, VICBHE has delivered 12 needs-driven modules to higher education staff in Nigeria and across the African continent, engaging vice chancellors, directors of academic planning, directors of ICT, full professors, staff at every level of institutional leadership. More than 70,000 higher education professionals have now been trained. Module 12, before you today, is one of the crown of that journey so far. And let's look at Module 12. Module 12 opened on 17 February 2026 with an enrollment of over 2,400 participants from 11 African countries, 90% being from Nigeria, enrolled across 3 tracks: the certification track for those seeking the ranking professional certificate, the learning fellow track, and the observer track. The caliber of this cohort is extraordinary. 7 vice chancellors, former vice chancellors, rectors, provosts, director of academic planning, university professors, quality assurance officers, and representatives of regulatory agencies, especially the NUC, NCC, and MBT, enrolled side by side. This is a sitting, that is sitting where you have a vice chancellor and an early career academic planner sitting together in the same lesson settings that we gave in Module 12. Each Monday, we have a lesson, we have a live lesson, and all the activities that went on, which I'm going to mention in the next few seconds about what this institute stands for. Over 6 weeks, chairman, ladies and gentlemen, participants engaged with 8 major global ranking systems in depth. The Times Higher Education World University Rankings, the QS World University Rankings, the academic ranking of World University of Shanghai Rankings, Webometrics, US News Global University Rankings, the CWTS Leading Ranking, the Center for World University Rankings, and the AD Scientific Index, alongside the Clarivate Highly Cited Researchers Program. For each system, the chairman, ladies and gentlemen, for each system, our participants, our graduates today studied the methodology, the indicators, the weightings, and the strategic implications for African universities. They understood, for instance, that a single percentage point improvement in Scopus citation data can shift a university by dozens of places in the global Times Higher Education ranking. That 2 of the 3 Webometrics indicators are correctable by any committed institution within 1 to 3 years, and that the QS score pivots to the extent of 50% of reputation surveys that can be deliberately and ethically cultivated. More importantly still, they not merely learn about these systems, they applied them. We had 10 practicals, each very rigorous, data-driven, and professionally demanding, that took participants from measuring institutional and individual performance on global league tables through gap analysis on Times Higher Education and QS, through heat map analysis. We did heat map analysis, of sustainability impact ratings, through comparing performance across 5 major systems simultaneously to the pinnacle of practicals 8, 9, and 10, building their own ranking system from raw data, applying normalization and weighting techniques, and configuring an institutional website to display ranking tables in professional, internationally legible format. The graduates of today did not just study rankings, they built one. Towards the end of this ceremony, the Association of Ranking Professionals, ARP, will be formally inaugurated. ARP is the first professional body of its kind that is dedicated to certifying, networking, and advocating for the professionals who manage ranking strategy within universities. Its foundation officers were duly elected by charter members on the 28th of March, that's Saturday, 28th of March, 2026. The ARP does not exist to create titles. It exists to serve a profession that has for too long been invisible, under-resourced, and unrecognized. That changes today. Today, I will formally launch the African University Ranking System, AURS. AURS is Africa's own answer to the question that global ranking systems have consistently failed to ask. What does genuine excellence look like in African higher education? Yes, we have QS Africa regional ranking, Times Higher Education Africa regional ranking, but they fail to answer some very important questions. AURS is not a consolation prize. It is a declaration of intellectual strength that Africa possesses immense academic wealth. It is time we measured that wealth on our own terms, by our own standards, and with our own instruments. I know we have the African Quality Rating Mechanism, AQRM, that is, well, here and there. In closing, I'd like to thank you all for attending this event. I said at the beginning of this module, and I repeat it now with even greater conviction. The finish line is not the end of the race. It is where the real work begins. You leave this ceremony carrying a toolkit that, frankly, most vice chancellors on this continent do not yet possess. What you do with it in your faculties, in your planning directorates, in your Senate chambers, and in the emerging African ranking landscape is now the question that matters. Go and rank your institutions, go and build ARP, go and make AURS Africa its most credible ranking instrument, and go with God. Thank you.
Thank you very much. A round of applause for the Director Facilitator General. Thank you. It's my pleasure to now start taking goodwill messages from our guests of honor. It's my pleasure to invite Professor Jamil Salmi to deliver his goodwill message.
Greetings from South America.
Wow.
And a very good afternoon to all of you in Nigeria. The publication of the first international ranking by Shanghai Jiaotong University in 2003, followed a year later by Times Higher Education's own version of a global league table, changed higher education in an unprecedented manner. Hailed by some policymakers and institutional leaders as a welcome initiative to compare the performance of universities, denounced by others as a conspiracy to marginalize developing countries, it has definitely not left anyone indifferent. With the provocative title of A Thin Line Between Love and Hate, one of the earliest articles about rankings aptly captured the strong reactions provoked by the proliferation of league tables. The stakes are high. Governments are today more than ever preoccupied with the relative performance of universities, while the public at large seeks to obtain the best perceived value as users of higher education. Just as scarcity and prestige mark the purchase of cars, handbags, and blue jeans, we are all looking for indicators to identify the best universities. At the same time, as you have no doubt learned, as participants in this important training activity, rankings are often conceptually and methodologically flawed. It is also indispensable to assess how universities fare along key dimensions that are not always captured by the rankings, such as equity, sustainability, and positive values. I am personally a firm believer in the usefulness of benchmarking exercises to make meaningful comparisons of universities within and across countries. In any event, allow me to recognize the great job done by the organizer of this very important course, and congratulate all of you who have successfully mastered a deep understanding of the usefulness and limitations of university rankings.
Thank you very much. A round of applause for Professor Jamil Salmi. We appreciate your message of goodwill. It's my pleasure to invite Professor Dr. Olgun Sise for his goodwill message.
Thank you very much. It is also a privilege for me to be here. Thanks to my dear friend Peter inviting again. I was there before in another occasion. It's really wonderful to see all these successful graduates and the perfect organizing and delivering all these current issues to the new generations. Now, as an international expert in quality assurance and accreditation, I am also engaged in rankings. I will not talk much about rankings. I think they have already been taught over the course, but they are on the right track. So I've got a few key messages that what's happening globally, as my dear colleague Jamal summarized. It's really a fast-moving and changing world of higher education, and we are going through tremendous changes through the new emerging technologies like AI's role in all of these. So therefore, I would say that in summary, the rankings should not be the ultimate goal for global visibility, but maybe a perfect tool to present your institutions and your achievements. On the other hand, we have to really ensure the quality of education and research through accredited programs, that we are really good and working for the good of higher education globally and sustainably. So these are the important points I would like to highlight. And also my really congratulations on having the African regional or continent-wide ranking scheme. This is very crucial, very important, because I believe in the local dynamics, the reality of the ground. So as an international rankings may not catch the right point and moments and the realities of your achievements and challenges, but you could do that perfectly. So congratulations and good luck on this new journey. I'm also impressed with this new association of ranking professionals that you mentioned, Peter. This is amazing. I think they are the ambassadors of your institutions in the global presence and visibility. They will contribute a lot. So having said
Thank
all
you
these,
very much.
yes, I would like to thank and congratulate the graduates and wishing you all the best in your future projects and the modules. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Dr. August
Thank
Sisek.
you.
We appreciate your support always. It's my pleasure to invite Professor VICBHE to deliver his goodwill message.
Well, we are the same thing.
Respected chairperson, dignitaries, and participants who are going to be graduated today. It is a great honor for me to present before you, to be in front of you, to provide or to address a goodwill message. I think, first and foremost, congratulations to all those who graduate today on the module 12 on mastering university ranking for global visibility. I think this organization, that means VICBHE, has done a great job. The organizers, and especially Professor Peter Okebukola, have been organizing similar programs on a large scale, Africa-wide, on many issues. I myself have appeared for goodwill messages earlier occasions also. I think the rankings of universities is a innovation of this century. Unfortunately, the less developed countries seldom appear on the top positions of the ranking. However, there are instances we find that some of the countries from the less developed world has shown active participation and active engagement to improve their ranking positions in the global ranking. And the best example is that of China. It has gone up in terms of the positions in the ranking. You will also find that if you take the 2026 ranking, many of the less developed countries are not in the top positions. And within Africa, you find that if you take the public universities, the top 5 public universities are from South Africa. We have a lot to learn from the best performing institutions abroad, and also we have a lot to learn from the best performing institutions within our region. What is important is that, as it was mentioned by Professor Jamil, it is not a solution to all issues, all problems that we face or what we confront in higher education. But after investing 5 weeks of learning on the methodology, its implications and limitations of ranking, what is to be internalized is that ranking is not an ultimate solution to quality improvement. However, it is important to realize also that ranking, with all its limitations, serve institutional leaders on what distance to travel to reach the global standards or the regional standards, which
30
areas
seconds
to
more,
focus on.
Professor Varghese, 30 seconds more.
Sorry?
30 seconds
Yes.
more. 30 seconds
Yes,
more.
yes.
Okay.
I stop. How to mobilize institutional academic resources to move to higher levels of rankings. Interventions in these areas will certainly give concrete goals and strategies for improving institutional effectiveness and credibility. I think the lesson that we need to internalize is that low aim, not attainment, is the crime. If we aim low, we'll always achieve low. I congratulate once again the organizers for this and congratulate the graduates who are getting the certification today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, Professor Varghese. The error was mine. Please permit me, we have just received remarks by special guests of honor. Now it's my pleasure to move us on to receiving the goodwill messages from guests of honor. Professor Olushola Ojiwole, Secretary General of the Association of African Universities. We welcome you, sir, to deliver your goodwill message.
I'm not able to see him in the room, so we'll move on.
Okay.
It's not in the room yet.
All right. Can we receive the goodwill message from Professor Abdullahi Ribadu, Executive Secretary of the National Universities Commission? You have the floor, sir, or his representative.
I can't see him in the room too now, so
all right.
Moving on.
I invite the Vice Chancellor of the National Open University of Nigeria, Professor Uduma Oji Uduma, to deliver his goodwill message. You have the floor, sir.
Chairman of the occasion, Professor Abiodun Humphrey Adebayo, former VC of Government University.
Sorry, Vice
Director
Chancellor, now we cannot see you. Your video is not active. It's not active. Yeah, it's but not to worry. Next time we'd like the video to be active. But please carry on, VC.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Respected Director of the General, Military Professor Peter Kebukola, OFR, esteemed members of management team of VICBHE, distinguished vice chancellors, provosts, rectors, deans, colleagues, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great delight and a deep sense of honor that I join you today as a guest of honor at the graduation ceremony of Module 12 of the Virtual Institute for Capacity Building in Higher Education, VICBHE. I thank the Director, Secretary General, for this kind invitation and for the opportunity to share in this important academic milestone. Let me begin by commending Professor Peter Kebukola and the entire VICBHE team for their visionary leadership and unwavering commitment to strengthening higher education in Nigeria and beyond. The consistency, scale, and impact of these training modules have continued to set a high standard for professional development in our educational system. The impressive number of over 1,500 participants who have successfully completed this rigorous 7-week training is a testament not only to the relevance of the program, but also to the dedication and the intellectual discipline of the participants themselves. The diversity of institutions represented, universities, colleges of education, polytechnics, regulatory agencies, and other stakeholders further underscores the far-reaching significance of this initiative. The theme of this module, Mastering University rankings for global visibility could not be more apt. In today's knowledge-driven world, universities' rankings have become an influential metric, shaping perception, partnerships, funding opportunities, and student choices. While rankings should not be pursued at the expense of core academic values, they nonetheless provide a framework for benchmarking performance, identifying gaps, and driving strategic improvement. What is particularly commendable about this model is its practical orientation. Beyond theoretical discourse, participants have been equipped with hands-on knowledge on metrics, data management, research visibility, international collaboration, and institutional positioning. These are critical tools that, when effectively applied, can transform not just rankings, but the overall quality, relevance, and impact of higher education institutions. To graduates, I extend my warmest congratulations. Your successful completion of this program reflects resilience, commitment, and a clear recognition of the evolving demands of higher education leadership and administration. However, as we celebrate today, it is important to emphasize that it's not an end, but rather a beginning, a call to action. You are now change agents within your respective institutions. Responsibility rests on you to translate the knowledge and insights gained into measurable outcomes. Whether through improving data integrity, strengthening research output, enhancing teaching quality, or fostering international linkages, your contributions will be vital in positioning your institution for greater global relevance and competitiveness. I also wish to encourage institutional leaders to present the I also wish to encourage institutional leaders present to continue to invest in capacity building initiatives such as this. Sustainable transformation in higher education can only be achieved when we deliberately and consistently empower our human capital. As we look to the future, it is clear that collaboration, innovation, and adaptability will define the success of our institutions. Platforms like VICBHE provide a unique and invaluable opportunity to build networks, share best practices, and collectively advance the foundations of higher education in Africa. In conclusion, I once again congratulate the Director and Facilitator General of VICBHE, the management team, and all facilitators for a successful Module 12. I also celebrate the graduates for their achievement and encourage them to carry forward the spirit of excellence that this program represents. I wish you all continued success in your endeavors, and I trust that the seeds planted through this initiative will yield lasting impact across our institutions and beyond. Thank you for your kind attention, and may God bless us all.
Amen. Thank you very much, sir. Vice Chancellor, National Open University of Nigeria. We'll celebrate now, and we'll soon celebrate now again. It's my pleasure to welcome Professor Paulinus Okwele, the Executive Secretary of the National Commission for Colleges of Education. ESNCCE. You have the floor, sir. If it's not here,
so moving on.
Okay.
Yeah, it's representative. Is there any representative NCC? Okay, so we're moving on.
All right. We welcome Professor Idris Bugaje, Executive Secretary of the National Board for Technical Education, the ESMBTE.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, distinguished participants. My name is Ali Hassan, the General Manager of the MBT Center of Excellence for Tibet. I'm here representing the Executive Secretary of the National Board for Technical Education. He has directed that I read his goodwill message and the MT office on available absence. Distinguished organizers, respected facilitators, esteemed participants, ladies and gentlemen, it is a privilege to deliver this goodwill message at this virtual graduation ceremony under the theme Mastering University Ranking and Global Visibility. The Virtual Institute for Capacity Building in Higher Education is highly commended for organizing this timely and impactful program, which addresses a critical priority in today's higher education landscape. strategically positioning an institution for global recognition while remaining aligned with national development goals. In a competitive and interconnected academic environment, rankings and global visibility significantly influence institutional reputation, partnerships, research opportunities, and student attraction. However, true mastery goes beyond improving rankings. It requires a sustained commitment to quality teaching, impactful research, innovation, industry collaboration, and effective governance, ensuring that global visibility is built on substance rather than perception. For us at the National Board for Technical Education, this aligns strongly with our ongoing efforts to reposition the technical and vocational education and training sector in Nigeria. We are committed to enhancing the quality, relevance, and global competitiveness of our institution through key initiatives such as the promotion of open distance and flexible e-learning, the digital transformation of quality assurance system, curriculum modernization, and stronger engagement with industry and international partners. I congratulate all participants on successfully completing the program and encourage them to apply the insight gained from the training to strengthen institutional performance, improve data management, and advance global engagement. I also wish to emphasize the importance of collaboration, as no institution can achieve global visibility in isolation. Strategic partnerships across institutions, industry, and countries are essential for boosting research, innovation, and knowledge exchange. I also wish to commend organizers for this laudable initiative and reaffirm MBT's commitment to supporting efforts that enhance quality, visibility, and global competitiveness in the educational sector. Thank you, and I wish you all a continued success. Professor Idris Muhammad Bugaje, the Executive Secretary, National Board for Technical Education. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Bugaje, representative of Bugaje.
It's my pleasure to invite Architect Dr. Sonny Echono, the Executive Secretary of the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TED Fund. You have the floor, sir.
Yeah, he's not in the room now. If he comes in, he will give his good message before the close of the graduation. Back to you, Professor Lani.
Thank you very much, sir. We now move on to take the keynote address to be delivered by Professor Helen Hezekon. Permit me to just mention that we have details or a profile of Professor Hezekon in the newsletter number 7. And as such, I will just briefly inform us that she is a professional that is well recognized in ranking exercises. And she's the joint managing partner of BH Associates Education Consultants. She is Professor Emeritus at Technological University, Dublin. She has the experience and expertise, and I know that she will be giving us quality address today. It's my pleasure to give the floor to Professor Helen Hezekon. You have the floor, ma'am. You're muted. You may wish to unmute.
Muted.
Sorry. Got it. Okay. Got it. So thank you very much for the kind invitation. I'm going to use a short presentation. I thought that might be easier in the circumstances. But let me see. I seem to have lost where we are. Goodness. Can you see me?
We can see your slide. You can,
we
can see you. We can see the slide.
Just go but you can see this now. Okay, great. Okay, sorry about that trick. So I want to talk about using rankings strategically. I want to offer my great congratulations to you all from Dublin, Ireland. Quite a distance away, but we are the same time zone as it works out. Understanding rankings, their strengths and weaknesses, and how to use them, I think is really important. And it's important also to understand the differences between them because of the kinds of decisions that you are likely to be making. So, sorry. So why rankings? Well, I think has been said by some of the earlier speakers, They present a lot of complex information, comparative information about institutions in a relatively simple and easy format. We use it for restaurants, we use it for holidays. It's really simple, easy to use. It satisfies a demand. Looking for people want to know a simple answer, they want to know a direct answer, and there's an element of accountability. And it exposes what I say, this gap between self-declaration, between all of us at varying times say how great we are, and then you look at the data. So the use of data, I'll come back to that again. The use of the importance of data is probably one of the other key lessons that we have learned from rankings. Prior to their arrival, there was very little use of quantitative indicators for measurement, comparison, and also for strategic governments. It helps build global visibility, one of the objectives of the exercise, partnerships, and whether we like it or not, lots of people use them. Students, governments, stakeholders, and sometimes the taxi drivers will tell you what's happening if they've been published. So, but the question that was raised is, which are the best universities? Are they the ones that focus on student learning and helping graduates earn a good standard of living, a happy and lots of success? Or are those that focus on the students who already sit atop the economic ladder? Are the best universities those that encourage civic engagement and responsibility to communities and wider society? Or those that which chase reputation? Are rankings helping your university fulfill its mission and set strategic goals? Or are they a perverse incentive, encouraging your university to become what's measured? And that's always the trick. Remember what Einstein said, not everything that counts can be counted, and not everything that can be counted counts. And that is really the question about what data we have and what we want to know. And so here, quoting from the AAU itself about the importance of enhancing the quality and relevance of higher education, here's an initial at the very draft idea about a multidimensional excellence framework. What people want to know, they want to know about the students and the graduate outcomes, the learning environment. They want to know about the quality and relevance of your teaching. They want to know about your contribution to research innovation, but also knowledge transfer. The most important thing is, as we say, is knowledge on two legs. The graduates. We want to know about what partnerships and collaborations, and many of the speakers have spoken about that, about your staff and all staff, whether they're the academic faculty or their administrative staff or technical staff, the breadth of their expertise, but also the support they provide to the learning community. Societal and regional stakeholders, your engagements and your impact, the capacity and capability of your governance and leadership, and the values, the support for equity, sustainability, and your contribution to the SDGs. And so we look at quality and excellence in a much more rounded sense, and indeed there are probably areas left out of this. And so I ask you, when you think about your university and your missions, is to think about what type of university are you? What is your mission? And on this little quadrant between societal and academic, teaching and research, institutions position themselves differently. I broadly say you can't be comprehensively excellent. So you prioritize. So are you the institution that sits in this circle, or another set of circles? Where do you sit, and what is your mission, and how do you help to support that? So what I'd urge is not to be fixated on rankings. You've learned a lot about them and their strengths and also their weaknesses. So don't change your university's mission to conform with the rankings. Don't use rankings as the only set of indicators to frame your goals or assess performance. Don't use them to inform your priorities or resource allocation decisions within your institution. Don't use them to manipulate public information and data in order to rise in the rankings. And we've seen how that plays out, even for very so-called top universities. And don't mislead students and other stakeholders.
Your supervisor supervise you for.
And use your rankings strategically. Use them, as Professor said from the AAU, use the rankings as a benchmarking developmental instrument, not a competitive exercise. Develop a strategic plan based on a realistic SWOT analysis that strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Rankings can inform that process, but choose your indicators carefully. Strengthen your own data analytic practices and capacity rather than relying on self-belief. And use rankings only as part of a quality assurance, and that was spoken about before, the importance of quality assurance. So as part of that, maybe to inform it, performance assessment and benchmarking, and to aid strategic decision making. And ultimately, cost your ambitions. The targeting a few indicators will only move the dial a small bit, and everyone is chasing rankings. You want to go up, someone has to come down. And that's a big deal. Being comprehensively excellent is difficult, so choices matter. And consider the human and organizational challenges of your ambition. So cost your ambition in a wide variety of ways. And finally, so ask if and how rankings can help achieve your strategic goals and priorities. Be alert to rankings, but don't be slavish. That was the advice I have to say I gave to our minister. You get an idea what's happening, you track things, but don't be slavish to them. Don't chase the dragon. Don't try and run after indicators. You don't control them, and you don't control the weightings. And these methodologies change almost annually. And remember, universities have agencies. You're not a slave to them. Highlight your mission and the values of your university that you bring to your learners and society, and choose the appropriate instruments that support your overall strategic objectives. Thank you very much, and congratulations to you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Hazel Khan.
Yes, excellent.
A round of applause for her.
Yes,
we're grateful. We're grateful. Yes. Now, we are moving to the award of certificates. And this will be anchored by the Deputy Facilitator General for Academics and former Deputy Executive Secretary of the National Universities Commission, Dr. Abiodun Saliu. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you very much, Deputy Facilitator General Admin. May I request the technical team to please roll the graduates for Module 12. Congratulations to all our participants and for successfully completing Module 12. Thank you very much. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, DFG.
Thank you, sir.
It's my pleasure to invite the Director and Facilitator General to confer this award of certificates on the graduates that have been presented.
On behalf of the Academic Board of the Virtual Institute for Capacity Building in Higher Education, VICBHE, I have the pleasure of admitting all the participants that have earned Distinction Plus, Distinction, Credit, Merit, and Pass. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you, sir. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations to us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now we move now to the next item.
Thank you.
Congratulations to all of us.
Our graduates.
Thank you all very much.
Emeritus. Thank you. Congratulations to all of us.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done, sir.
Professor Saliu, please take the floor. Saliu, please go on. Professor Saliu,
Thank you very much,
go
sir.
on.
Thank you. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. At this point, we would like to recognize those who distinguished themselves during the course of Module 12 with the award of prizes. Now, with the first prize, technical team, please can we just scroll on? Technical team, okay, thank you. The first prize is the Malam Adamu prize for the best overall participants. And this goes to Professor Charity Akwadi Okonkwo of the National Open University of Nigeria. Congratulations. Next is the Professor Abubakar Adamu Rashid Prize. The Professor Abubakar Adamu Rashid Prize for the best serving Vice Chancellor. And this goes to Professor Ibienka Agbola-Fuakpe, the Vice Chancellor, Michael and Cecilia University of Nigeria. Congratulations. The next prize, also the Malam Professor Abubakar Adamu Rashid Prize for the best former Vice Chancellor. And this goes to Professor Mohammed Nasiru Miturare of the Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. Congratulations, sir.
Congratulations, sir.
Next is Professor Rukayat Ahmed Rufai Prize for the best Deputy Vice Chancellor. This goes to Professor
No, not deputy. No, sir, not
Shola.
Deputy Vice Chancellor. Professor Arulogun is a Vice Chancellor, not Deputy Vice Chancellor. Just Professor Rukayat Ahmed Rufai. Yes, okay.
Yeah. All right, my apologies, please. This prize goes to Professor Oyedun Shola Arulogun of Vice Chancellor Christian University. Congratulations, Prof. The next prize next is the prize for the best serving Deputy Vice Chancellor. That is to Professor Olushola Ladokun of Lead City University, Ibadan. Congratulations. Also in this category, but for a different cohort, is the prize for the best former rector of polytechnics. And this goes to Professor Kazim Adekule Adebiyi of Ladoke Akintola University of Technology of Guinea. Congratulations, Prof. We have the award for the best serving provost going to Professor Vincent Kayode Olofinkoa of St. Augustine College of Education, Akoka. Congratulations, sir. The award for the best former provost goes to Professor Ulukoya Joseph Ogen of Osun State University, Osogbo. Congratulations. We have the award for the Best Serving Director of Academic Planning. And this award goes to Dr. Oluwadamilare Joseph Akinremi of Hillside University of Science and Tech. Congratulations, sir. The award for the Best Former Director of Academic Planning goes to Professor Michael Okuchukwu Osilike of the University of Nigeria, Nsukka. Congratulations, Prof. The award for the best participants from a regulatory agency goes to Mr. Chinedu Kori Otuya of the National Universities Commission. Congratulations, sir. We also have the award for the institution with the highest completed enrollment. And this goes to the Lagos State University with 52 participants that completed the module. Congratulations. And we also have an award for the institution with the highest mean score, that is greater or equal to 20 enrolled participants. And this goes to the National Open University of Nigeria that enrolled 36 participants with mean score of 36,328. Congratulations now. Your Excellencies, with this, we have come to the end of the award of prizes. Over to you, DFG Admin. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, sir. It's our privilege and honor to celebrate all the award winners and to congratulate them again. It's my pleasure now to invite the Facilitator General for the installation of charter members of ARP, the launch of the African University Ranking Systems, before we take the address by the best graduating participants. Facilitator General, sir, you have the floor.
Thank you. Thank you very much, the chair and distinguished graduates. Now you graduates of VICBHE Module 12. I have the pleasure on behalf of the management, the academic board of VICBHE, to announce the setting up of the Association of Ranking Professionals. The charter members are those who are the foundation members. And when you are a charter member, you are a charter member. There is no other person that will come and there be a charter member. Charter means that you are the origin of the association. Because I got some messages from those who couldn't apply. It has to be an application. Those applications came in late. They can be members when they send the applications to the executive, and they can be admitted, but not as charter members, because charter membership is what we are instituting and establishing now. There are 884 charter members, and this, you have the profile. These are the foundation officers that we are establishing, instituting, inaugurating today. Professor Nuruddin Bashir Umar, that's charter member 0001. Aliko Dangote, University of Science and Technology, Professor Umar Usman Pate, 002, and the rest that you can see on the screen. Let me see 007. 007 is Professor, sorry. Abdul Wasiu Hassan is Federal University of Health Sciences, Ilarogo, and all of them. Let me take the opportunity to call them. For the Professor Usman Pate is north, one of the northern states. Professor Elaine Ikwe Ajayi, Professor Solomon Makinde, Vice Chancellor Crowell University, that's Southwest Vice President. Professor Wilson Uchenna Ani, Michael Okpara University of Agriculture, Mudike. Professor Vincent Isaiah Beoje, Balogun, Edo State University. Professor Abdul Wasiu Hassan, Professor Moses Adebowale Akanbi of Lagos State University, that's the Chief Data Officer. Professor Felix Omobiolokoyo, that's the Treasurer of Covenant University, I believe. Professor Mrs. Okpeyemi Gloria Motosho and Dr. Suliat Yabodi Abdullahi. On behalf of the powers conferred on me as the Director, Facilitator General of VICBHE, I hereby inaugurate you. And I now proceed with the charter members. This is charter members directory. I'm scrolling all the way through. So that is it. We are inaugurating all of you today. You will receive your certificate of charter membership later. Let me now proceed with the other activity, which is the building a committee of ranking excellence, the establishment of the Association of Ranking Professionals. Here we have, oh, sorry, I've done that. Let me take on the African University Ranking System. I very much enjoyed the statements made by guests of honor and by our keynote address speaker. That's what we have factored into this. We are selecting indicators that are broad enough for different institutions with their mission and vision to fit into. So these are the vision, mission, guiding principles. There are 6 ranking pillars. And if you looked at the slide, I think the third or so slide of keynote address speaker, they all fit in very well with this. And we have the teaching and learning, research output, community and development, governance and integrity, digital visibility, international partnership. You recall that we have used this. We did data, we built up our data and we used the system on a pilot scale. And it has a rating system. You have a rating system as you can see here. The methodology is so indicated. The annual ranking cycle also so indicated. So it's time Africa has come to own its own ranking initiative, Africa-owned, Africa-led, globally respected. Thank you.
Thank you very much. A round of applause for the Facilitator General. Thank you for your leadership and thank you for this session. It's my pleasure to invite
You are muted, ma'am. You are muted. I think
all right.
One of the co-hosts.
Okay. Hello. Can you hear me, sir?
Loud and clear.
Oh, yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Right. Yeah. Thank you very much. It's my privilege to invite us to move to the next item on the agenda and invite the best graduating participant, that is Professor Charity Akwadi Okonkwo of the National Open University of Nigeria to present her address in 2 minutes.
Thank you. Good afternoon, distinguished Facilitator General, Emeritus Professor Peter A. Okebukola, esteemed faculty, the Chairman, Professor Abiodun Humphrey Adebayo, honored international guests, Professor Jamal Salmi, Ogun Sesek, and N.B. Bagase, the keynote speaker, Professor Ellen Hazekon, my Vice Chancellor, Professor Uduma Ojuduma, other Vice Chancellors, fellow graduates, families, and friends. I am Professor Charity Akwadi Okonkwo, honored to stand here as the best graduating participant of VICBHE Module 12, Mastering University Ranking for Global Visibility. This program has been both rigorous and transformative. We have learned that rankings are not about numbers alone. They are about trust. Trust from students, institutions, governments, and the public. When done with integrity, ranking derives quality and accountability. When done poorly, they mislead. The difference is us. So what must we do next? I propose 3 commitments. 1, integrity. Use credible data and ethical methods. Transparency. Make our processes clear and defensible. 3, impact. Align rankings with genuine institutional improvements, not just visibility. To our vice chancellors here today and those unable to attend, I respectfully appeal to you. Grant us the platform to deploy what we have learned. Establish academic ranking platform forums within our universities. Spaces where ranking data is interrogated, strategies are aligned, and visibility is pursued with integrity. This certificate is not a conclusion. It is a mandate to lead change, strengthen credibility, and ensure our institutions stand tall globally. To our families, thank you for your unwavering support. And to my fellow graduates, let us not chase rankings, but build institutions worthy of being ranked. Thank you, and may God bless you all. To God be the highest glory. Amen.
Amen. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. Thank you for your strong word to build institutions that are worthy of being ranked. On this note, I want to invite the Deputy Facilitator General Academic, Dr. Biodu Saliu, for the vote of thanks.
Thank you very much, Ma. On behalf of the management of VICBHE, we say a very big thank you to God for the successful commencement and completion of Module 12. And I want to say a very big thank you on the same note to Professor Abiodun Adebayo, the chairman of today's occasion, for honoring our invitation to chair the convocation ceremony. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much also to our special guest of honor and our goodwill message presenters. Thank you so much for your kind words and for all you have done at this ceremony. Our appreciation immensely goes to Professor Ellen Hezelkon, the keynote address for the presenter. We appreciate you for the succinct lecture, and thank you so much for your presence. We want to, at this point, also say a very big thank you to the Facilitator General and management of VICBHE for always keeping the flag flying concerning VICBHE. God will continue to strengthen you. And to all our participants, we appreciate you for being part of this module. And we congratulate you for the successful completion of this module. And we say that more grace, or not grace now, more power to your elbows. We look forward to seeing you in module 13. God bless you all and have a lovely afternoon.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. A round of applause for DFG Academic. Thank you. It's my pleasure now to invite the Director and Facilitator General of VICBHE, Professor Emeritus Peter Okebukola, OFR, for the closing remarks.
The Chair of the Convocation of Module 12, Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'd like, on behalf of the management of VICBHE, to thank all of you, to join Professor Noe Biodu Saliu, who has thank you. We're doubling that thanks, appreciating you all, one and all, for honoring our invitation. My special thanks will go to the participants of Module 12. It has been quite, some hectic time that we had, but you persevered. You continue to the end, and you brace the tape. And together, we are all, we succeeded, and we're all winners. Professor Saliu talked about Module 13. Usually, we let our participants rest for 2-3 months, and then we advertise Module 13. Module 13 is going to come up in another 3 months, and Professor Munioluwa Uolaniyi is going to be giving you an earth-shaking module. Talking about earth-shaking, there's a man called Richter on a scale of 0 to 10, the earthquake. So let's measure earthquake. Measurement, ranking. So you have from 0 to 10. Now, if you have module 12 to be, let's say, 4.8 on the Richter scale, that of module 13, yeah, Professor Olani, tell me what are we going to say? It's going to be 9.999. What am I saying? I'm saying that we should be prepared for another very exciting module 13 and beyond. We are 25 years old in VICBHE, and God has been with us, and the same God will continue to keep us soaring very high. Special appreciation to the keynote address speaker, Professor Helen, as a that I just sent word to recently, and she agreed to give us this keynote address. And to Professor Olgan, you are just awesome. You are great friends indeed. Professor Varghese of India. India is about 3.5 hours ahead of us, but is able to join us. And Jamil, Professor Jamil Sami, who we're all very familiar with in the African environment. I like to close this graduation ceremony, but not without my special greetings to let me look for her now, to my sister, my mother, my grandmother. Let me look for her. Professor Foolish. Let me see where she is. Let me see where she is. Oh yeah, that's it. That's it. You can see Okebukola too. Okebukola, Foolish, Okebukola. So there she is. So I wish to end on that note of greetings to her. What's happening to my system here? Let me see. Yes. Okay. So I salute you, Mama, for all that you have been doing. On behalf of VICBHE management, I'd like to bring this convocation of module 12 to a close. You know us for something. Us will mean, that pronoun will mean VICBHE. When we provide the guidelines in terms of timing, we'll meet the guidelines 100%. We said this is going to last for an hour. We said we're going to finish at 3:15. Now it's 3:07. And back to you, Professor Moniolu Olani. Oh, last announcement. We're going to have lunch after this event. The lunch is being hosted in Abuja by Professor Noah Biodun Saliu. So please join us in Abuja at Transcorp Hilton Hotel in Abuja for the Module 12 graduation lunch. Back to you, Professor Olani.
Thank you very much, Facilitator General.
Time for the lunch.
It's my pleasure now to...
No, hold on, Mama. He's asking me for the time for the lunch. It's immediately, time for lunch is immediately after Professor Olani, when we are finished, after a recession, after national anthem, join us, Transcorp Hilton, and you'll be well served.
Now it's our pleasure to invite the technical team to... Technical team, please give us the national anthem, followed by recession of graduates.
Our own dear native land, though tribe and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians all and proud to serve our sovereign motherland.
Thank you.